Dr. Royan Kamyar is the founder and CEO of a brand new app called O-Waves. O-Waves is a cosmopolitan lifestyle medicine brand and a company producing software tools and wearable devices that inspire and motivate the next generation to engage in healthy lifestyle activities. The core technology used is a comprehensive lifestyle change and management system rooted in the cutting edge and growing science of chronobiology, the study of biological rhythms. Hey everyone, it's Elise, your kitchen shrink, and you're watching ETV, the place to be to create delicious health and a life you love. And we have a really awesome guest today. This is Royan, and he is the founder and CEO, correct?
That's right.
O-Waves, and I'm super excited to have you on the show. So thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And we're just going to dig right in. We've got 3 tips for the viewers today. We're going to talk about really, we live in such a go, go, go world. I mean, everything's just on the go, and don't you always hear this like, I'm too busy for that, or I've got too much, going on to do pretty much what it boils down to is self-care, right?
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about 3 tips on how to really be balanced in a go, go, go world. But first, I really want to know how you got into this and why you got into this. What was your big why?
Sure. So my big why came actually during my intern year, my medical intern year in New York. And I kind of had a pretty good idea that a physician's lifestyle was pretty hectic and stressful. But, living it firsthand as, first year resident, and, getting all the lower tier assignments from your superiors and basically working 80-plus hour work weeks and, being in the business of telling people to take care of themselves, but not getting enough sleep, not eating well, not having time to exercise was just a pretty ironic experience, to say the least. And so when I started business school, after my medical training, I basically made a pact to myself that I wanted to be successful, I wanted to work hard, but I wasn't really willing to sacrifice my health to get there. And so I basically just came up with a new way to plan my day that took into account what I had learned in terms of what was essential to do on a regular basis to live a long, healthy life. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I think it can be really difficult for practitioners in general on, all levels, medical, nurses, even, psychologists and therapists, and it can be really hard, especially when, you're supposed to be setting an example, right?
Right, yeah.
And we're going to talk about that because, and it's kind of this balance between this idealistic world that sometimes we can view ourselves at or where we want to be. And I think it can be really hard when we're almost, kind of stuck in the trenches, if you will, and to get from point A to point B of where we see ourselves. But what I love about your app is that it really kind of bridges that gap, which is awesome. So I'm a little embarrassed. I was telling you earlier, you had a sneak peek at it. I'm a little embarrassed to share my O-Wave for today. This is just today.
Right, yeah.
So yesterday looked a little bit different, and tomorrow will look different too. But I should preface, I am working on a really big project. So if you guys can see, or y'all can see, so this is the app, and you can download it right now on whatever this thing is, an iPad, right? This is an iPad and iTunes, but it's going to be available on your iPhone. Is that
in December?
In December. Okay, so it's coming up soon, so which is awesome. So what we have here is, and maybe I should let you explain it since you developed it.
Sure. So what you see, first of all, it's called O-Waves, so it's the letter O and then the word waves. And what you see on the left-hand side of the screen is a 24-hour clock oriented with sunrise on top. So it's kind of meant to sort of nudge people to think of sunrise as the beginning of day towards a healthier circadian rhythm. And on the right, we emphasize really, 5 out of those 8 icons are what the American College of Lifestyle Medicine calls the new set of vital signs. So the American College of Lifestyle Medicine came out of the American College of Preventive Medicine in 2004. And basically they're rallying around these 5 core activities as sort of necessary elements of living a long, healthy life, which is exercise, nutrition, sleep, spending time with loved ones, and managing stress. And then we put a work button in there because it's hard to schedule a day without work, as obviously Elise can show you. There's a lot of work in there. And then because we put work, we want to balance it out with play, so that's why the beach ball is chilling out there. And then the asterisk, that little pink button, is just meant to be sort of a spontaneous, miscellaneous category.
Awesome. I love that. Thanks for sharing what the specific icons mean.
Sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think this could probably be most of, people in all the time.
I'm sorry, I lost.
Oh.
I heard you say it's kind of like what most people are doing.
Yeah, I mean, well, it would be interesting, right, to see people's waves and
Right.
On a daily basis. But I can only imagine that most of it is centered around, big blocks of work, and then, probably more work, and I say that in quotes, but it's less time spent on themselves. What I found, and I've been doing this every day, I've been using this app, which is awesome. And what I've found is that it is really helpful to start structuring your day in this way. I mean, a lot of the times I think when we think of planners, we think of what I have on my wall or on my desk or on my phone, right? And it's more of things that we have to schedule, appointments and whatever. But this is more of all about us and taking care of ourselves, which I absolutely love. So.
Absolutely. I mean, that was the big frustration, right? Was that, with Google Calendars, to-do lists, any day planners, whether it be paper and pen based or electronicized versions of those things, it's all work and errands that ends up on those items, right? So your whole day, your whole focus becomes work and errand driven. But we know that sort of, mindset doesn't really lend itself towards a long, healthy lifestyle. You only have 24 hours in a day. You need to get, let's say 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day. You need to plan your meals. And, the argument can be, let's say 3 to 5 evenly spaced out meals per day. You need to get your exercise in. So let's say that's 1 hour, five days a week. You need to schedule that in. And your work has to sit alongside with that, not, exclusive of that. So the whole idea is you have 24 hours, you need to get all these activities in. How do you do it? And let's do it in a fun way because, life should be fun.
Absolutely.
Exercise is fun. Eating is fun.
Totally.
So it shouldn't be boring, linear, and just kind of like bullet points. It should be a game. It should be fun. So.
I like that. Yeah, it should be a game. Who says that best? Sorry. Oh, something about life is a game to be played or whatever. But
nice.
One important thing I think that really boils it down is if it's not scheduled, it doesn't happen. So I think scheduling stuff is key. So we've got 3.
But there's also the line quote that says, what is it? Life is what happens while you're busy planning other things. So I guess there's different ways to look at it. But,
yeah, absolutely. We've got 3 tips for our viewers, and I keep freezing up. Are you still?
I'm here, but I see those freezes, so hopefully, it doesn't.
Okay, so I'm just looking at what's going on over here, but we've got 3 tips for our viewers on how to really start living in a more balanced way. So what's our first tip?
Okay, first tip number 1 is figure out what you're doing. So, first of all, just kind of sit down and do, a very simple assessment of where your time is going. Maybe just bucket it into different categories. Obviously, we have our suggestions for how to bucket those aliquots of time. And if you see yourself sort of doing, let's say 8 or 5 hours of TV versus the 1 or less than a half hour you're targeting, at least you're aware. So that's step number 1 is just to kind of see where the time is going.
Okay. Just kind of do an overview, right?
Overview. Just say, okay, time out. What am I doing? Just kind of say, okay, this is the situation. Don't beat yourself up about it, but just be aware of it and just say, okay, this is what I'm doing. Fair enough. That's step number 1. This is what I'm doing. And then number 2 is where you start saying, okay, well, this is what I want to do. You start goal setting, right? So you say, all right, I'm only sleeping 6 hours a night, but really, I keep reading that 8 hours is better for me, and I do feel sluggish, and I don't want to, be dependent on caffeine. So I'm going to make a goal, let's say to start with, let's say 7 hours of sleep a night. So then you start making goals, kind of based on where you see yourself currently and where you want to be.
Yeah.
And then you start planning. So that'd be step number 3, is you come up with a plan. And that's really where we're trying to step in, is to kind of create a roadmap. So, really it's a planning platform. It's a forward-looking platform. You're supposed to, be aspirational with your day plan. Say, look, this is what I want to do. This is how I want my day to look. And I'm gonna try to get there. And
I love it.
Once again, it's not about beating yourself up if you don't make it. It's just about trying.
Yeah, leaning into it. That's what I call it. Can I maybe make a suggestion that could be on it at some point in
Absolutely.
like version like 10 or 11 or maybe 3?
Okay, you got it. Yeah.
I really like what you said about being aspirational about it and looking forward to it. I think that's kind of, well, I'll speak for myself. That's probably one of my hardest part of the day is just waking up in the morning. And
very honest, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that I have to mentally go through and clear out, if you will. That's where kind of meditation comes in first and foremost. So I can start grounded and really clear so that I can really be there for others. But, and on top of that, I would love to at some point have something on here, maybe in this little section right here that, ask the question, who do I need to be today? Or what do I need to be today? And, maybe there's some words or something, or you can come up, maybe today I need to be confident or whatever. But again, that just is another little helpful guide. And that's just something that I ask myself on a daily basis because
I like it. Like an intention for the day, right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So, all right, we've got our 3 tips, and I think one of the biggest things is, what are some of the results that you've been seeing from people using this?
Well, I mean, people start thinking about their time differently, and so we've gotten that since day one. Even when we had the basic prototype up, and we were just kind of hanging outside grocery stores and asking people to play with it and see what they think, was that people would look at what they're doing, kind of schedule their current day and say, wow, I didn't realize I'm spending that much time on, X, or I'm really not doing enough of Y. And it just gives people a different perspective on their day and how they spend their time.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's, and that alone I think is pretty, we're very happy about that. It's pretty impactful. And, we have sort of different stories. One of the favorites is one of our beta testers is a busy research student from Stanford. And, basically she said that she would actually schedule in time to Skype with her long-distance boyfriend on a regular basis, which she had never done before. So, it never really occurred to her to dedicate time in her day to speak to, someone she arguably cares about the most on the planet, right? I mean, so all of a sudden people are thinking about their time in different ways that lend itself to, a happier, healthier lifestyle. So, that's the goal, and so far, so good. So,
being intentional about things and reframing it, and then I think the other piece of it too that I was hearing was, what was it? Hello, being intentional and reframing and presence, just being present. That can be because how many times? Well, I guess I can speak for myself. How many times do I find myself on the computer and the iPad, and then an iPhone next to me, and it's like, okay, enough is enough.
Right, absolutely. And mindfulness is a huge inspiration for this. And, basically it's supposed to be a blend of mindfulness, chronobiology, which is basically circadian biology, that studies circadian rhythm, and lifestyle medicine or preventive medicine. So mindfulness is a huge inspiration for this.
Very cool. And so there's something big coming up on the 4th, correct?
Right. Thanks for remembering.
Yeah.
So we're launching a new version of our app, and so it'll have a number of new features. And one of the ones that we're most excited about is a Share Your O feature, where you basically, after you design your day, you can share it on your favorite social media platforms, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or email it, SMS it. So I usually SMS my day plan to my team, so they know when I'll be behind the desk, for example, answering emails, that sort of thing.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so that's coming out, and we're basically, we're getting, celebrities such as yourself and athletes and health professionals
Yeah.
You know, you can put in that category too, health professionals
Sure.
to basically, you know, share their O and help inspire other people, give them ideas for what, you know, a healthy day plan can look like.
Yeah, so it looks like I have to change my day plan.
Well, yeah, I think we have your ideal version.
The ideal one is certainly something that I'm striving for on a daily basis. So yeah, we're going to put those links below, and then how to go about doing that. And that's the challenge and the action step that we would love for you to take today is when you're watching this, go to, and is there a specific, just have them go and download the app, right?
It's in the App Store. It's for
iTunes?
iPad only right now. iPhone is due out in December, so.
Okay, but go to iTunes and they can download O-Waves.
Just plug in O-Waves, letter O, word waves.
Okay, so one of your action steps is to go to iTunes, download O-Waves, and then create your own O-Wave for the day. And then if you want some brownie points, go ahead and post it on Facebook, Twitter, any of your social media. Yeah, and share it. So I will definitely be sharing mine.
There are prizes,
Oh, there's prizes?
$100 gift cards at iTunes for the most likes or retweets. Yep.
Okay, awesome. So we will definitely go and do that. Thank you so much for joining the show today.
Thanks for having me.
And if you liked this video, go ahead and like it, share it, and share it with your friends or family. And for more juicy insights from me that I only give out in my weekly emails, get your buttons on over to mykitchendrink.com and sign up. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week on ETV. Fab Camp is coming soon. Make sure to click the link below to sign up for updates so you'll be notified exactly when enrollment opens.